Alright, what's going on everybody? Dancing Lobster back again with a replay analysis. So this is a little bit of time in between my videos. I started work and I've been really busy. Today we're going to be looking at Offlane Void, which I'm really excited about. I like the Offlane a lot, and Void. There's a lot of little tricks you can do in the Offlane to make sure that you do everything every right. And the person who submitted this said, won this game but deserved to lose it. My first 20-25 minutes were a disaster. And I was able to secure kills with Chrono afterwards, which ended up somehow winning the game against Megas. So he really wants me to look at the early game in his offlane role, which I'm really happy to do. So we're going to start going. We're going to talk about his starting items. I don't think he needs to start with Slippers of Agility. I like these. I like getting the Tangos and the Salve and the Stout Shield, but I would have liked to see a Mango instead of the Slippers, just because the plus the agility isn't. He can't contest this. Or he could have made able to and made him force a stun.
The battle
but he
begins.
Can't time lapse the damage from stun. We'll talk about it in a second. But you can buy Slippers of Agility in Side Shop, which as Void, who can very much contest the lane, access to the Side Shop is usually something you'll have some. So starting with like a Mango, or even like another set of Tangos, I think would have been better. And so against this lane, he's going to be up against not tri-lane, because the Bloodseeker's jungling. He's going to be up against a Rasta and a Sven. And so the thing he's got to be looking out for is because his time walk, normally against most lanes, if they try and harass him with their spells, he can just time walk the damage, but they both have really long disables. So the Rasta's like, what, 2.75 seconds? So a full length shackle, he's not going to be able to time walk all of the damage. And one of the hard things about Sven is that so it does the last 2 seconds of duration, and Sven's stun lasts exactly 2 seconds. So so that damage he's never gonna be able to time lapse. Alright, so the Rasta messed up there and he cancelled his shackle. So he was able to negate some of those last hits. And this is one of those things where I think either another set of Tangos or a Mango would have been the call instead of the Slipper of Agility. Now we're going to go into player perspective here. Just kind of see what his camera movement's looking like. Alright, so he actually did pretty well with that trade. They harassed him a lot, and it forced the enemy creeps to die more than his lane. So now he's got 2 range creeps coming towards his way, which won't get denied, which are really good. And as a Void, your items that you're wanting to be looking for, I think PMS, the Poor Man Shield, is definitely something good to upgrade to. Just because that way you can harass very easily. Alright, so before you have a Quelling Blade, he does it. Alright, so the general rule of thumb when you're last hitting under tower for a range creep is you want to hit it once. Right when you're under this around damage, 70, around there, you want to hit it once, and then this is without Quelling Blade. You want to hit it once, and then 2 tower hits, and then you can hit it again. Get the last hit. After you have Quelling Blade, you just want to let the tower hit the creep twice, and you should be able to get the last hit. So I don't know if he actually had that vision. That was like a mess up. Yeah, we're not supposed to be getting this vision, so he doesn't know that they're pulling. I think he placed the ward. I'm actually gonna go back to that, talk about that real quick. So he placed a ward at the pole camp. So it got dewarded. I don't think warding the pole camp is that great anymore. I think it's decent. I'd much rather ward the hard camp, so that way they can't pull from it. Really kind of, if it was a tri-lane, definitely. I don't know, it's kind of a player preference, but sorry, I'm all over the place. I actually sprained my wrist, so my camera movement's gonna be a little off. I'm adjusting. And when you ward this, I either go for like that one or that one, or this one. Or I also like, if you're not gonna decide to ward a camp, there are reasons to do that. Like you want access to pulling, is I'll usually put my ward like around here, because it just kind of gives you the complete vision of where the supports are rotating, whether to pull, go gank mid, or coming back to your lane. So he's got a huge wave coming his way, so it's fine because the enemy team's single pulled. So all this experience, like, it's fine that he's not getting the denies, because all he really wants at this point is the experience, and you can see he's got really good levels right now. At 4 minutes in, he's level 4, which means that the enemy team, they're not doing their job. We're gonna speed it up a little bit, I think, just because we talked about some good stuff. So he's gonna get all this experience, which is a ton, so give him level 5 and a little bit more. So he's missing a lot of last hits under tower. Missed a ton. He should have gotten a lot of those. He did. So that's definitely something he needs to work on. This is the last thing. And I was mentioning it before, so he's going for the power treads first, and that's not what you want. Even before you get the boots, I think it can be very beneficial to sorry, I guess these real quick. Okay. Before boots, I even like to go Quelling Blade Stick, and the stick helps with the survivability. Okay, so he had plenty of time to time walk there, and he didn't. I like to go Stick and Quelling Blade, and this is so you can deny easier and you can last it better. And also the stick is obviously just to help with harass and give you kind of that extra boost on top of your time walk. And because he has the PMS, he can kind of sit here and really harass this Sven while the Shadow Shaman's not here. So you should go back to lasting. Slow it down a little bit. Like at this point, he can just be hitting him with the 4-man shield, or because he has the 4-man shield, I should say. Yeah, so the straight power treads, I don't think is the best way to go. And for item builds, for Offlane Void, a popular build nowadays is, or I would kind of say is, if in a lane like this, where you're not getting zoned out and you're getting all this experience, and realistically you should have been getting more farm. Like if I had been in this lane, or I don't want to brag, but if a better player had been in this lane, he'd be around the 35 last hit mark. Kind of what I would guess to be where they would be at. And if you're having a lane like this and you are getting the last hits and farm, you can go for Echo Saber first. You go like Brown, or you can go Treads first and then go Echo Saber. It's kind of a little bit more greedy, and it kind of gives you that better right click, which I think is fine this game because you have a mid Necro who's not going to be putting out that much right click damage, and your Juggernaut, unless you land a really good chrono, isn't going to be able to hit people in the chrono. So you kind of can go for that Echo Saber if you want, and if you have the farm for it. So you are outputting that physical damage early. But otherwise, this pretty standard build is go Treads into Vlad's. Vlad just helps your whole team out. It's really just a good all-around item. Helps him sustain. And as for a skill build, I think it's fine. If he had been harassing more, this level in Bash would have been worth it. That's really good. Good shot. It's alright. There is a lot of value in having lower levels in it, but I'm not totally against putting Bash after 2 levels in it. I would usually go like 3-3 if I was gonna go for a Bash build. He should go into the trees right now. He has a TP on him, and you could have seen right there once he got ruptured. That's gonna be way too far back. So he has this ward here. He knows he's here. He gets ruptured. He should have jumped right into this little tree right here and TP'd. And if he had blood right, he might have killed him, but you know, it's kind of the risk you gotta take. Alright, so we're gonna jump ahead. When you respawn, we're gonna see what you go for next. Okay, so you're going bottom now. You have Chrono up. I don't think
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's the best play. Killing a Timber is pretty unlikely, especially without Necro. I mean, your Lich can output the magic damage needed, but no, this is a bad Chrono. So, Timbers nowadays.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They're really tanky with the reactive armor build that everyone's going. Your team, I think if your Juggernaut played it a little bit better, you might have been able to get that kill. He had
Dire's bottom
kept the spin
tower
on
is
him.
under attack.
But even then, it's a really hard kill. And your Chrono was close to having Timber on the edge, but it wasn't quite good enough. You're farming on inch treads right now, which is really bad. If this Invoker wanted, he could just Sunstrike you. Wonder if you're gonna get sniped.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, so because you went top or bottom to use your Chrono, like you don't really have the best team lineup for it. If you can line up like the Lich magic damage just by having the Timber stationary with your Chrono and then having a Necro follow it up, I think that would have been pretty much the only way you could kill him. But other than that, I think you should have just stayed top and kept farming and harassing this Sven out of lane. Because you were stronger than him at that point, but now you guys are kind of even. Sorry, just looking around.
Dire's middle
Came back
tower
top.
is under attack.
Your farm at this point is kind of fallen off just because you, like, once again, I think that early game Chronos very ambitious and not very highly likely to get to kill the kill. It's like we're last hits. So you're at 35 compared to their offlaner. Here's the Timber. He's doing alright. So at this point your Chrono's up again. And you're alone, you don't have any backup at your tier 2, this is very risky, buddy. Oh, bad jump. I don't think that Chrono's worth it at all. Wow. That stun is really close. That Chrono's, now it's down for 2 minutes, and the other team can push really heavily if they want. I think if you had it's only a level 1 Rupture at this point. If you would just run, at this point, if you would just, like, you were right here, you just run down here, and then you wanna, or you could even, like, run down here, and you time-lapse this way, or time-walk, sorry. You gotta be, like, a lot of players, they think very one-dimensionally when they're running away, and that's just, you know, running a straight line. And you gotta think about what your advantage is over your opponents, and especially as a Void this early in the game where they don't have Blinks or their, I mean, Timber could chase you, but he wasn't there. Like, your ability to move over cliffs is super strong, and even through trees. So you kind of got to utilize that to your advantage when running away. You got to think less one-dimensionally than just running down your lane.
What happened?
I'm a little surprised that your team got that kill. So you are going Vlads now. Right, so you try to switch for that. You want to be on Agi treads when you're farming the jungle. I'm not quite sure why you TP'd there. You just walked. If you had looked at his mana, you would have known he didn't have enough.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This Rasta keeps canceling his shackle. So now you're at a point where if you had a Chrono at this point, you could have... you should time walk that off in Chrono. You should be Chronoing these two right now. That is not Chrono. So the Chrono placement there was really bad. The enemy team was all the way on the other side of your Chrono, and like it wasn't in range of any of your other team. Just gonna get destroyed. So you had a really bad Chrono there, which I'm sure you realized that after you cast it, but you need to be looking for better. Like it shouldn't be like kind of like retroactively going, oh yeah, that was bad Chrono. You have to think ahead of time, like what is my you gotta look at your team composition and realize that even if your team can't right click inside of the chrono, because they only have like the one range hero, basically, like you have to do, but that goes 1B doing only
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
most damage with right clicks on his team.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You need to be thinking that they at least need to be within range of the other spells. And that's just not what this chrono happened. Like, you could have let him walk up a little bit more and then chronoed it. Or ideally you wanted to get the other heroes down here even. And it was just a little slow to put out the chrono. And now you're falling really, really far behind on farm comparing the lane that you had. So. You got a late calling blade. If you had had this earlier, you would have had more last hits. Yeah, you should be on a village right too.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's a good TP. Need to heal after that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Farming, farming, farming. Some of this damage you should have been time walking a little bit more.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So you chronoed the Bloodseeker again.
Is under
You
attack.
guys get the kill, it's fine.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
gonna live.
bottom tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Jeez.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So far all your chronos have been
Dire's
dead.
structures are fortified.
The wasted
Radiant
one bottom.
structures are fortified.
Used one just to get away when you didn't have to. Top. One mid was bad.
Saw that coming.
So you've had a really rough time just kind of recognizing where you needed to be on the map
Radiant's
at the
top
right
tower
times,
is
and
under
also
attack.
just when the team fights are happening, your chronos just haven't been helping your team. If anything, they've been hindering them. Except for this one. Oh, it's alright, but just kind of got away. It was one of those things where I think if you would TP'd back, you might have been able to like decrease Bloodseeker's move speed. You could have gotten killed, but it's kind of a hard call to make. So 20-minute Vlad's on the offlane. Void is really bad. Vlad is only like 2k. Like Giggle. You should definitely. Wow, that's really annoying. There's some replay bugs that happen. Oh, you died again too. So he's not actually spinning. It's a replay bug.
An end of an age.
Watch that guy. Please stop spinning, Jug. I'm going to play perspective this one. You see Sven bottom. Your team decides they're going to gank. Ignore the spinning Juggernaut. Oh, so you see two heroes now. So unfortunately, I feel like their lich should have been closer, and that would have been a good double chrono. The fact that he wasn't there, unfortunate, and also, I understand that you want to use your chrono when you see like a two-man chrono opportunity like that, but at the end of the day, you don't have the damage. You just got your first item really late, and it's not a damage item per se, like an Echo Saber or something equivalent to that. So, especially against a Sven and a Timber who have insanely high armor, chronos like that just aren't worth it. Like, you could have stayed there and just started hitting them by yourself, and then time walked a little bit of the damage off, and your team gets there, and you're able to chrono. And hopefully you can cast more spells, but you have to recognize that when you're this far behind and you're purely physical damage, Sven and Timber Snarm people you're going to be able to kill. No chrono. Like that. And jump ahead. Let's see what this chrono was.
Illusion.
You see 2 illusions coming. Please don't waste it. No! Oh no! So, you'll notice that me just looking at that. Oh my god, I needed the whole team. Like, I called that and I didn't even look. I was looking at his perspective.
Illusion.
We didn't see what rune it was. But right here, we're gonna see 2 brown, gray things show up. There's one going right there, and there's one going right there, and this one shows up again. That tells you, alright, someone's got an illusion. You can't just... That's something you gotta be looking out for. Your map awareness just was really bad there. You should have known that. That was coming. So we're gonna see what your next chrono is. Juggernaut's been ruptured. Oh wow, so that was actually a really good chrono. The placement was good, but your team wasn't there to back it up. Which is kind of unfortunate. I'm not saying like it was your team's fault for not being there, it's just they just weren't there. It's not their fault. So you're going BKB after this? I don't think you need it. I think if you purchase Blink instead, it's a cheaper item to get to, and it gives you a lot of utility. You can dodge chakrams, and you can blink out a Storm Hampers. And I think like you're getting BKB because you have such a short initiation range with Time Walk that they'll see you coming, but with Blink, you increase that range by so much that if you play it right, you can get off these initiations before they use their disables on you. Just a thing to think about. I don't think it's the worst item to have BKB, but you really have no damage, and you kind of do need to be doing damage in the chrono for your team. And I like pulling out their Echo Saber can help that. So he does say that he gets megas, so I'm kind of interested to see how badly the Dire mess this up if they can't win with megas against this team. So unfortunately, this seems really bad with dealing with megas on their own. You don't lose any racks here. Replay bugs are fun. And you went Maelstrom, that's good. Attack speed's good. And it's going to end up paying off once you get megas. You want the AoE damage when you're dealing with them. So you were AFK there. Somehow you didn't die. Who on your team's carrying right now? Looks like Juggernaut and Necroid put in work. You are 0 and 8.
Monster kill.
little bit more. Don't mind these replay bugs, it's kind of annoying, but... So maybe it's just like you guys push throne and get megas, and you don't actually have to defend against them. I don't know.
A short repose.
And you went for the Ags? I don't completely agree with it. It's not the worst thing. You just like, you don't have anything really great to pair with. Jesus. Good chrono. It's both of them. It's actually really good. I don't know if you are actually Roger. Oh, so you guys get megas there. Just the just gone. By the Invoker's ratting. So Losta buys back. I wonder if you guys just push down mid and win off that. Team already has a Desolator. I understand that you bought it because you wanted to push with it, but because you wanted to do this last GG push with it, but you already have a Desolator. So let's see. You use that to buy a Necro Book if you were gonna make that play, and also no, it's probably fine. But if you're ever in a situation where like, you can't have the courier bring out your item, you can grab it from their shop. It's just an example of Necro ult saving the day. He definitely had buyback. At that point, I don't think that chrono really mattered. You guys are gonna win it. So I hope I was able to point out some really good things in the laning stage. Itemization could have been a little bit better. I wasn't a huge fan of the skill build simply because you weren't harassing that much. If you're harassing more, I definitely see the merit in it. I've done kind of equal levels time walk bash builds. Like I'm contesting good enough. Definitely look at picking up like a stick and calling blood earlier in the lane, and definitely working on getting last hits under tower. It could have given you a really big edge. And then we also talked about where you went with your first chrono and kind of the mistakes you made in the early game about placing your chronos and how you used them instead of thinking of other ways to escape or other ways to engage. So I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any replays you want me to analyze of yours, post them in the comments down below and I'll try to get to them. I've been busy lately, but I really hope that I'll be able to push more of these out as I kind of get my schedule all set. So thank you for watching. If you want to see more of these, please subscribe. And just let me know if there's anything you think I can improve on down in the comments.